Alright guys, this is just a quick video on the HDR 88 gram CO2 build. Just got a bunch of fittings here, the NPT 1/8 fittings, and we've got a tuning run barrel from Home Defense 24, and we also got we're going to be shooting those 12 gram devil spikes as well from Home Defense 24. And yeah, this CO2, I already used it once. It's still been charged up ever since I made that HDX 50 joule video. So it's been in here for a few weeks, fully charged, still not leaking yet. Yeah, we're just gonna give that a test out today and see what we can get. Let me air it up just to make sure. I redid these fittings and hoses, so I'm not sure if we're going to get a leak yet, if I Teflon them good enough, but once you Teflon them good enough, they're fine. Alright, so let's see what happens. We're gassed up. No leaks. Remember, this is an old CO2, so on the pressure gauge, we're reading about 950, but I've already used this, and when I shot all those shots off the HDX video, this is the leftover PSI. It went down to about 700, and then over time went back up. As it's been sitting, it went back up to 900 and something PSI, but anyways, let's see what happens here. 12 gram devil spikes. Actually, let me get that box out of the way. Okay. So let's give it a go, see what happens. $323. This is 88 grams CO2. 318. 321. 320, pretty consistent. 319, I think we're done. Yep, we're empty. So let me just ungas this. Turn the CO2 off. Oh, also I got a piercing cap from Mercury Rise. It's the torpedo revolver. I cut this off and fitted it in here. All you gotta do is remove a little bit of the plastic off, and then that'll screw right up in. But here's how we degas. There, the bolt just reset. And that's it. We're safe. Yeah, let me crunch these numbers. So, there's 319, 320, 321, 318, and 323. So 323 FPS by 12 grams. I'm gonna crunch the numbers now. Alright, 12 gram and 3. What did I say it was? Shit, I'm bad with memory. So 323, pretty consistent. 323 for CO2. Holy shit, guys, that's 57 joules. Actually, it's 58 joules. It's like 57.85 rounded off, so it's 58 joules. Wow, that's amazing, man. Holy shit. That's even a shorter barrel than the That's a shorter barrel than my HDB barrel I installed, and I only got 49 joules with it. Wow, those are impressive numbers, man. Holy shit. And they were already consistent for an 88 gram. So, and that was an old CO2 that I used in another video. So the pressure dropped to 700 psi, and then just sitting over time, it went back up to around 950. It just showed on my gauge. So, yeah, that's pretty good, man. Like, Jesus Christ, man. I wouldn't be using those sharp rounds with that, but for round ball and Grindberg Joules, that's perfect. Oh, man, I don't see anybody. Well, then again, you only got 5 shots, but really, man, I felt 38 joules, and let me tell you, man, I wouldn't even want to take a second one of those. So could you imagine getting hit by 58 with 5 shots? Yeah, I don't think it would take something just unhuman to take that and be able to come at you, because I'm pretty sure that's going to damage bones, man. I mean, it's not quite lethal to the body, but I don't even think I'd probably just bounce off your dome too and give you a nice fucking little. I don't know. I'm just speculating, guys. Like, I think 50, 60 joules is capable of damaging bone big time. But then again, you got lots of meat and clothing on too, so you got to take that into consideration, especially if it's cold out. But yeah, guys, 58 joules. That's just absolutely insane. 42 foot-pounds. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna be trying out. Got a lot of crazy builds coming up here. I'm doing a lot of testing with these 88 gram CO2s, and everything that you shoot in the Umarex markers. The 88 grams are just outperforming the 12s and the 2x12s by like anywhere up to 30 joules more powerful. Like, that's just insane. Like, even higher, as high as 35 joules higher than a 12 gram. So people think that the 80 grams and all that, they're the same PSI. They're not. Usually, you've seen in my posts and stuff on my meters, and those Umarex 88 grams always crack when you freshly cracked them in my meters. They say 1100 PSI. I even had ones read 1300. Might have been a little warmer down here in the summer, but yeah, and then every time I done a 12 gram, you would see 850 or 800, somewhere around there. So that's where the power's coming from. It's that difference in the PSI. People say, oh, there's more liquid, more CO2. The CO2 chamber, I mean, when you have a 12 gram in there, it's smaller, so we can understand there's not as much airflow getting shot behind each shot. It's the same pressure and all, but, well, not really, because the 850 and 1100, it's completely different, but knowing all the science to that, it's just, that stuff boggles my head. But when you look at the chronographs and the results and stuff, and there's clearly a difference. But then again, when you're shooting this 88 gram, to make it fair, I should put an empty 12 gram CO2 canister in and then try again, and then see what we get. Because it'll either come down to the pressure being higher, or the more air chamber, the more air volume in the the 12 gram CO2 is not in there. It makes the chamber way bigger. But that empty 12 gram CO2 will take up all that extra chamber space. So one day I'll play around and try, but just letting you guys know that all the 88 gram builds so far, some numbers have doubled with 12 grams, and 2 times 12 grams will give. It's just like, look at the HDX, for instance. Everything is the same in that. When you run 12 grams and 2x12 grams, you're getting around 35 joules and stuff. Now you put the 88 gram, it's the exact same setup, the exact same valve, everything's the same. And when you put that, you get the 50 joules. So I'm sticking with the PSI has something to do with it, definitely. And also the air chamber volume will have something to do with it as well. So one day I'll crunch all those numbers properly. But until then, guys, you guys take care, stay safe as always, and have fun.